Hello, hello, hello. You're very welcome to Lunch and Earn. You ready? Got your lunch ready, or maybe a cuppa? Today's topic, I'm talking about the most overlooked thing that you can do to get higher paying clients today. This is something that so many business owners do not do, usually out of a little bit of fear or a little bit of worry about something, about what people will think, or feeling like they're being icky or pushy or sleazy or some kind of thing like that. But it's about really tapping into people that are already there in your world. And this thing is following up. It's really the easiest thing that you can do, and the thing that most, particularly women, don't do. They don't have a system in place for it, and they just don't do it. You can follow up with so many different kinds of people. You can follow up with people that you've had calls with in the past. You can follow up with clients, anybody that's worked with you at all over the last few years. You can follow up with maybe networking connections, people you've met at events, and anyone that's kind of shown any interest in you in the past. Because sometimes it's just not the right time for someone, or other things have gotten in the way, or they've forgotten you. The amount of times that I followed up with people and they've gone like, I was trying to think of your name, I was trying to remember, I knew I spoke to this woman and I got on really well with her, we had a great connection, and then, you know, my mother was put into a nursing home or something else happened, and I've just been trying to remember how to get in touch with you. And maybe it was several months that had gone past, and people are just relieved very often when you get in touch with them. So I want you to write a list of maybe even 10 people that you could follow up with. I usually work on a three a day thing, 3 people a day, follow up with 3 people a day. I have a spreadsheet that I share with my clients, a client tracking spreadsheet that works as part of your sales system for getting a wholehearted yes from your clients. But it's not, it's you can use any kind of system you want. Some people just use a notebook, pen and paper with following people up so that they can remember what they've done. And this is a really good thing to do, and in my system I share how it's important to know what you've offered them in the past, so that when you're following up, you kind of have a bit of an idea about what you offered them and what price point it was and how long that was available for, because you need that information when you're following up. But even if you don't have that information, you can still follow up and you can still get sales from it. So I reach out to 3 people a day every day. I'm writing down who's my list. Fill my list of 3 today. And if you don't have that many people, maybe you're fairly new to business, well then I bet there's other things you can do as well. That you can maybe go and follow up with people that have maybe left a comment on a post somewhere. Maybe you're in a group, somebody else's group, and there's comments and things going on. Maybe there's things you can follow up on there. Maybe you can go and look at where you've maybe a thread that's got lots of traction in it. Maybe you can comment on other people's stuff and start sort of following up in different kinds of ways. But nearly everybody has people from the past. Even if you're just recently trained in something, I bet you have practice clients or somebody that you know that you can actually follow up with. And one tip that I want to share with you is don't use the words following up, because it can feel a bit phone salesy to people, that a bit used car salesman-ish, or someone trying to sell you something over the phone. So, you know, a better thing to say is probably just wanted to check in with you, or I'm just reaching out to see how you're doing, and then it needs some messaging then after that. But the words following up doesn't usually strike really well with people, so I would just use the words checking in instead to start with. Another point here is about checking in with what you're saying to yourself. One of my clients I've been speaking to in the last couple of days was telling me how she has sold around 10K worth of clients from following up with some existing clients about something else that she's offering. And she didn't contact them about this or let them know about this other thing that she's selling, because she didn't want to appear rude or pushy, or she didn't want them to think badly of her. And we had to reframe that for her so that she could see, like, she actually, this other thing was going to be really, really helpful for them. And it was something that they actually, as soon as she said it, they thought, like, yes, yes, I want that. I really want that. And how she was holding herself back from that. So it's a really interesting thing what the stories are that we tell ourselves about how we're going to, interrupt somebody's day, or they haven't set up a sales call, so I can't possibly, ask them anything. But of course you can. Of course you can. What's the worst thing that's going to happen if you follow up with somebody? Ask yourself that, because it's different with different people. Some people think the worst thing that's can happen is somebody says no to them, says, like, no, I'm not interested in that, or no, I'm working with somebody else. But actually, I don't think that's a bad thing to happen. That's great. You've got clarity on it, and you can just reply to them, thanks so much for letting me know. Lovely. Have a great day. I used to have a real thing about getting radio silence from people. Maybe somebody had said in a thread, in a group or something, they were interested in hearing more about something that I had, and then I'd go and message them with all of the details of what I was selling, and then I wouldn't hear anything from them, and I'd feel so icky and so awkward when I was in those groups with those people, and thought, like, and made up all these stories about, oh, they must have hated it, or it was too expensive, or it was this, that, and the other. Just make up these big stories. And it's really crazy because people are just busy. I don't know how many messages I get every day on Messenger, and I ignore 3/4 of them now, even sometimes from people I know, because I don't ignore my mother, my sisters sometimes, but but when people are just telling me stuff, sharing stuff, now generally if I've asked for information or something and someone says it, I'll reply in some way. But we have so many rules in our heads. We might have a rule that it's rude not to reply to somebody, and if that's your rule, not everybody has the same rule in their head. Not everybody's, operating in the same manual, the same operations manual. People have different ways of operating. So please don't make it mean anything. I had to really do some work on myself around that. I had to do a lot of my own mindset work, and I moved past it now. I don't care. I just send stuff out, and I don't, if somebody doesn't get back to me, they don't get back to me. I look purely at the evidence. The only evidence I have is that they haven't replied. That's it. And sometimes they reply weeks later, or even I have people come back months later and say, oh, so sorry, this happened, or I went on holidays, or whatever. I'm ready to do some work now. What have you got? So if you go making it mean something and I feel like you have to go in and apologize for invading their space, well then, and I don't like unsolicited things appearing in my inbox. And I don't like, if I've accepted somebody's friend request and then they send me a message saying, oh, please like my page and please join my group and please do this and please sign up to my webinar and blah, blah, blah. I will be very tempted to unfriend them because I haven't asked for any of that. But what I'm talking about following up is that people that have shown some kind of interest in you, that particularly people that have had a sales call with you in the past, or you've had some kind of relationship with, and going back and checking with them, checking with past clients and checking in with existing clients if you've got something new that they may very well want to have as well. So let people know about what you've got. Another thing around following up is to make sure you're making it about them and not about you. And I see a lot of people doing their following up and making it all about themselves and saying things like, I've got 1 space less, or I've got 2 spaces less, and you're going to miss out if you don't do this. I don't want you to miss out. You really need, this is something that will be so valuable to you, and I only have this, and I have that, and I can do this for you, and I can do that. And really, it's got to be about them. It's got to be about them and the value that they potentially see in what you have. So make sure that you're checking in with them and getting them, don't try and propose marriage on the first date. You may have had the first date already, but it may have been a big lapse before you're having another date. So if you've just been introduced or something, don't go proposing marriage. Just little baby steps, nice little bit of hand holding first. Just take it slowly, and you can absolutely move people along to get closer to working with you without being really, really full on. Little micro commitments, little things like saying like, oh, I've got something coming up. Is this something, I remember from our conversation, this, and this. Is this still something you're working on? And leaving it at that, not talking about anything you've got, or that let's have another conversation, or let's do this, that, and the other. Just like, is this still something you'd like some help with? And just wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing. Anything else happening at the moment? And just moving them along. And if they're saying yeah, and you can say, look, my focus now is like, I'll often message people that have shown some kind of interest, saying like, my focus really is helping women to double their income in less hours. Is that something that you'd like? Is there something you'd like to hear more about? Is there something I can help you with around that? Or it could, like, my main offer is the Mastermind School, where I help women to go from working with one-off sessions to creating packages and getting higher paying clients, and then moving into group coaching and masterminds, and sometimes memberships as well. So I will be asking questions around that to see whether it's something that could help them with, because I know the women in there are getting such incredible results, and it's at such a crazy, ridiculous price that, like, I would be doing some women a disservice by not sharing it with them. It may not be what they want. They may already be maybe working with somebody with that, along something like that. They may have a one-on-one coach that they're doing the work with, and that's absolutely fine. I won't know unless I check in with them. So you are doing somebody a disservice if you don't let them, you don't have to go telling everybody, oh, I'm doing this, are you interested? I got a message the other day from somebody to tell me, she was telling me about, she said, oh, I've got a webinar tonight on this, and are you, I'll send you an invitation. And I have no interest in going. And I basically told her that, I'm focusing on my own business. I'm not looking for any more content around this area. And I just said, have a lovely time, enjoy it. I don't think badly of her for sending it to me. I think she could increase her selling skills in lots of ways to get. I really like to. I help my clients to, really to get that wholehearted yes before you take somebody to, any further along. Particularly if you're selling something and there's a price tag attached to it. Not just a free thing that you're trying to sell to somebody, but there's really really nice ways of, not nice ways, not nice ways. There's more effective ways of doing it that makes it, everybody feels really good, rather than anything that's kind of a little bit pushy or icky. I really just want to, the main thing I want to share with you really is just to put following up into your weekly schedule. You just need to include it on your daily activities. And because you could have 5, 10, 20K of clients sitting right under your nose that you're totally missing out on because you're not following up. Once somebody's bought from you once, they're way more likely to buy from you again. So do not discount people. Think like, oh, they thought you worked with me, they won't want to work with me again. Why not? They may want to take things totally to the next level. And you are growing and changing and up-leveling all the time, and they may need your help to get to the next version of them, whatever industry you're in, whatever field you're in. So I want to make sure you've signed up to my free thing. I've got a new free thing out there, which is called 6 Steps to a Wholehearted Yes, and it's amazing. I'm getting incredible feedback from it. You can just pop along to my website, thesarahleather.com, and you'll see it there on the homepage. 6 Steps to a Wholehearted Yes. This is usually only available for my paid clients, and I have just released it for the moment as a free thing. So make sure you've got that. It's a 6-part video series all about how to get the wholehearted yes from your client before you offer the price or anything like that. And it's yes, it's very wonderful. So I would love to share that with you. So please pop along and get that. And if you want to know more about how I can help you with doubling your income in less hours, feel free to message me. I'd be more than happy to share some information with you. But do go along and grab my free thing. And it's been lovely sharing with you about how to, stop overlooking possibly one of the most lucrative things in your business, and that's following up. So I'm going to finish my cup of tea for this lunch and earn, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye for now.